Virtuoso says, if you're agreeing to participate in a blind date scenario, you're saying that you don't prioritize looks very highly. I commend their bravery. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just you want to try something because it's exciting. It could be exciting. You know, you never know what you're going to get. This person might be beautiful or they might not be beautiful, but there's a mystery there, and people like a mystery element. That's what I think. So KM says blind dates are tough. You can connect mentally, but when the eye sees something unattractive, it changes everything. Correct. And this is what I was saying. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like she was feeling him like how he was feeling her. You could immediately tell. So I completely agree with this comment. All right, y'all. What's up with you guys? Thank you for stopping by. We got another. Well, actually, today it's not Pop the Balloon. It's something different. They got a blind date situation going on. I'm ready to get into this video. I feel good today. Everything is good. It's a beautiful day outside. We just gonna hop straight into it and see what more ridiculous stuff we're gonna see on one of these shows. So let's get it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here today with Blind Date Love. Now before we begin, if you'd like to be featured in any of these upcoming episodes, the submission form will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you go ahead and fill that out. Now, this is going to be separate from Pop the Balloon. So if you want to be featured in this specific segment of Blind Date Love, go ahead and click on that submission form below just to go ahead and be considered, and we'd love to have you on. So let's go ahead and get started. As you see here, we do have our wonderful single lady next to me. I'm gonna go ahead and have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Sherelle. I'm 22. I'm an architectural drafter. So I came on the show today like I'm ready to find love. So I'm really excited.
Okay, just so the guys can know a little bit more about you, what are some...
Hold on. I forgot. I don't know. I was so excited. Hold up. The glasses. All right, there we go. Right there. Boom. Thumbnail action. Boom. Thumbnail action. All right, let's go.
things you like to do for fun?
Yeah, so a lot of like my spare time is usually spent with like my friends or my family, but like personally my own hobbies, like I've recently been getting into DJing.
Okay.
I don't do it in public yet, but and that's something like I like to do for fun, and like going to the gym, like that's just like my usual go-to right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we do have 5 single men on the other side of this curtain. Mm-hmm. I know they're just waiting to hear more about you and you more about them.
Absolutely.
And we do see here you have a set of questions.
I do.
And we're going to go through each round. You're going to ask them a couple of questions, whatever it is, get to know them. And after each round, I'm going to have you eliminate a guy until we are down to your match.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Guys,
so
are we ready? Are we ready over there?
Most definitely.
Yes.
Okay. They don't sound ready to me, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you start with your first question.
So my first question is like, can you state like a fun fact about yourself, or just like anything, like, you know, to let me get to know you more?
And let's start with your name and age as well. So we'll start with contestant number 1.
Hey, I'm contestant number 1. My name is Rich. I'm 25 years old. And I would say a fun fact for me would be being involved with kids. I love the community, so that's something that I'm most definitely interested in.
I will say right off the bat that this doesn't seem as interesting or as engaging as the Pop the Balloon videos that she does. I don't know. It just seems like it seems off. And let me know what you guys think. I mean, it's just, I don't know. The Pop the Balloon was more interesting, more engaging, and it had a lot more. I mean, I see what she's doing. She's a creative. She's experimenting and trying new things. So that's fun and all. But I do think that the actual Pop the Balloon stuff is more entertaining.
Just being able to connect with children and to provide resources to people that are less fortunate.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Contestant number 2.
I'm contestant number 2. I'm Andre. I'm 30. A fun fact about me is I like to make clothes. I taught myself how to sew. Taught myself how to do for a lot of things. I like to be very hands-on with stuff.
And now for contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3, my name is James. What I like to do is mobile bartend. I run my own mobile bartending business. Been doing that for about 1.5 years, and I really enjoy it.
Now contestant number 4.
Contestant number 4, my name is Tavier. I love to make music, love all things music, love to go to concerts, festivals, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. And contestant number 5.
Hi, I'm contestant number 5. My name is Kai. A fun fact about me, I guess, I love cars. I'm also an entrepreneur. I just bought my first water and ice store. Yeah, I don't know. Loads of big money.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you all. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
They all seem like well put together young gentlemen. This gives me like heavy interview vibes. Like I feel like they're at an interview and it's just like, yeah, my name's James. I like to travel. I love to play basketball. I'm not trying to make fun of it. I'm just saying this is giving like heavy interview vibes.
To meet them.
Okay, go ahead and take it off with your next question for them.
So definitely something I want to know about you guys is, have you ever cheated, and do you think it's like a deal breaker in a relationship?
Okay, we jumping right on in.
Yeah.
Let's start with
Getting
contestant number
serious.
1.
Contestant number 1, in my younger years, of course, cheating is something that you do because you learn in a relationship. But in the older years, I wouldn't say so. So no. And then a deal breaker, would cheating be a deal breaker? What form of cheating? If you're communicating with someone else, I kind of feel like I'm someone who is a great man, so I don't necessarily kind of wouldn't give in to that in a sense. But it's like if you're so involved with me, there shouldn't be nobody else.
Okay.
Okay, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, no, I never cheated, and it's definitely a deal breaker with me. Like, I don't share.
All right, and contestant number 3.
Contestant number 3, yes, I have cheated. I don't think it's a deal breaker. I feel like it depends on the relationship, working on it, getting through it together, and just growing. And if you guys got to go your separate ways or move forward with it together, then, that's what you got to do.
Okay.
I want to pause it right there because I want to respond to that as far as the cheating goes. I would say, and this may or may not be controversial, maybe some of you guys will understand this, but I think it really does depend when it comes to cheating. For example, I've cheated in my past relationship. I didn't sleep with this woman. I was very stupid. I got really drunk and I ended up making out with some girl and I felt really, really bad. And I actually told my girl at the time because, I respected her enough to, I don't lie. I don't like to keep secrets. That's just not me. This is my first time ever cheating in my whole life. And I just felt really bad and I put myself in a situation that I should not have. And I learned a big lesson in that season. I learned a big lesson. I learned that, down the line when I get married, I'm going on a little rant or anything like that. When you are in a relationship, you don't put yourself in situations that involve you potentially cheating, And I learned that I'm not going to do that again. But I told her that at the time, and it broke her. It really did. And we worked on it. And I wanted to be with that woman. And that rode out till it rode out. But I think when a woman cheats, it's different because for a woman to cheat, the situation, it could be a long distance relationship, but she's emotionally checked out. That's why women cheat. She's emotionally checked out. If it's long distance, if she's real pretty, I'm pretty sure there's men always on her. And if she's one of those girls that likes to go out and be at the club and stuff and all the time, it's the inevitable. But I do think it depends. I'll say it depends on the situation. And if you guys both want it and you really apologize and you are like, you really want that person back, I think that it'll take time, but there's healing, but I think it could still work. So that's what I'm saying about that. Let me know what you guys think of that.
Contestant number 4.
Contestant number 4, honestly speaking, I don't understand the reason to cheat because, for me, I get in relationships because I, aspire that relationship. I want that relationship. So, personally, I haven't done that. But, and I do think it's a deal breaker because if you've cheated once, you're probably going to do it again. So.
Okay. And contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, personally, I've never cheated. I do think it's a deal breaker because I feel like it's a choice. If you chose to make that decision, step out on me, you willingly and, consciously made that decision. So you weren't thinking about me or how I would feel. So personally, it is a deal breaker for me because if it were me, I would just leave personally.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and throw in one more question in this round, and then we're going to go ahead and...
So my last question for this round is, how open are you to therapy and issues?
I will say that I can't disagree with that neither. It's different for men and women. Like if a woman steps out on you, she is emotionally not in the relationship anymore. For a man, he could just have a situation where he puts himself in a terrible situation and he cheats and he feels terrible and maybe he tells her, maybe not. But it doesn't mean that he's no longer not in love with that woman. He might really just love that woman. He just made a mistake. But for a woman to step out, she's emotionally out. She is something's off to where maybe she's not getting enough attention. Maybe you're not around physically, and it's like it's very nuanced. It's different for men and women. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. But I can't follow him. If she step out, yeah, it's pretty much done deal.
Related to mental health in men.
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's start with contestant number 5 first.
Ooh, contestant number 5. Sorry. My parents work in the behavioral health field, so I mean, I'm always open to. I've kind of hip to it. I'm not against therapy. I just hope it's for the right reasons. It's not trying to prove a point or try and get over on somebody of pointing out their downfalls or where they lack. But I'm definitely down for it.
Okay, contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I think therapy is very important for everybody. And personally speaking, I've dealt with some issues that, I needed therapy myself with, but didn't really go seek that. So I, feel like that's very important for everybody to do, to experience. So, yeah.
Okay, number 3.
Contestant number 3. I think mental health is really important, but I'm not the type to really go to therapy right now. I'm open to it, but I'd rather just communicate and see where it is with it.
Contestant 2, I would say I'm open to it. I've actually been to therapy when I was in the military, so yeah, it's definitely helped me out. So I wouldn't mind going. Like if I had a problem, I wouldn't mind going to seek therapy.
Okay, and number 1.
Contestant number 1, I'll say I'm most definitely open to therapy. I've been in therapy. I do social work as well. And so I'm helping people out all the time. And so even healing journals, Black men healing journals, if those individuals who never had one get one. So I'm all in support of mental health.
I want to say I think that therapy or any way that, even like what he said about a journal or something that you can do to express yourself is very important. It's very, very important. As I'm getting older, I'm beginning to realize that, not everybody has someone they could talk to. Not everybody has real, genuine connections in their life. And in real life, you do need to express yourself. You do need to get it out if there's something going on. So if it's therapy. If it's a journal. If it's a really close friend that has your back no matter what, who's going to tell you the truth, even if it's something you don't want to hear. It's important to have those outlets. It's important to have hobbies or anything that makes you feel good, or someone you can express yourself to, because this life is hard, man. There's a lot that goes on in this life, and it's dangerous out there, especially in the dating world. It's like people are cold. I mean, people are ice cold. You could be down for someone and they could be down for you and blah, blah, blah. And then they could just switch up on you like nothing. It's like, wait, hold up. I thought you said this or said that. And it's just like, and you've been knowing them for years too. I'm talking about you view them as family, or you thought you were going to marry this person and they probably thought they were going to marry you too. Then they just cold shoulder like it ain't done. So, and at that point it can be traumatic. So yes, therapy, journals, whatever it is that you can use to, get an outlet, you should definitely be doing.
All right. I know you heard a lot.
I did hear a lot.
So unfortunately, it is time where we do have to eliminate someone from, our lineup of men.
Yeah.
From the 5 different guys we've heard, whose answers weren't you really resonating with?
I think for me, the person I wasn't resonating with the most was contestant number 3.
Okay.
Reasons is the cheating, and I don't think that's something in a relationship that you can necessarily jump back. I'm sorry.
Like backpedal from,
Yeah,
recover from, I guess.
I don't think that's something you can necessarily work through. So yeah, that's my reasoning. And
Okay, so we're eliminating contestant number 3.
contestant number 3.
Okay,
Yes.
contestant number 3, let's have you come on out. if you want to go right on over there. All right. So if you want to remind us of your name again.
James.
James. Okay. So James, she ended up eliminating you because of, the cheating thing and all of that. If you want to kind of elaborate on what you stated a little bit more, or do you understand where she's coming from
I
as well?
understand where she's coming from. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. Like I said, it depends on the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, we do thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I
so much.
Thank you
appreciate
for your
it.
time.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Okay, that was our first elimination.
That was our first elimination.
Let's go ahead and move on to round 2. Hit them with their first question.
Yeah. So my first question for the second round for you guys is, do you prefer a partner that's more similar to you or different?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, I would say it kind of depends. I feel like differences can make each other better, but also those similarities are important as well, because I want to do things with you. I want to go places with you, but we do have differences. Then I would be comfortable with learning what you like, and then you learning what I like, and then we do it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, I would say it kind of, just depends on the relationship. Obviously, we would have to have some things that are different so that I would be able to get to know you and you would be able to get to know me. But on the other hand, we would definitely share some of the same things as well, because, I mean, if we're going to be working on something or a relationship, we are obviously going to have some of the same interests. But it's kind of going to go both ways.
All right, and contestant number 4.
I'm contestant number 4. I'll just say, pretty similar to these guys. It does really depend. For me, I find like the more you're similar with somebody, the more, you can connect with them. So for me, I like to make music and do all things music related. So I like to go to concerts, festivals, do fun things, you know what I mean? And if you're not into that, it might just, it might hinder, our relationship just slightly. But I'm open to anything, to be honest with you. So.
Okay.
And number 5.
Contestant number 5. I'm kind of agree with everybody else. I do like the mix of the two, but I do like having differences. I feel like me personally, I like to hear like a different side of a story or a different view. Especially me, I'm very used to kind of hearing people being the same idea. So I like hearing that, that other perspective on it, personally. But yeah.
All right, good responses.
Yeah.
Let's hit him with another question.
How I feel about that? I don't know. Me personally, I do like having some similar. Obviously, like if you're dating someone, you guys are gonna have to connect on a majority of the things. Although it is nice to have someone have a difference of opinion or a different skill or something different than you, and you enjoy that about them. So I think that when you first start meeting someone, I think it's important that you guys do have some similarities, probably more similarities than not, which is why you're connecting to them. Because if everything is different and you guys can't mix at all, then I don't think that's going to work. So that's kind of how I feel about that. It really depends on the unique individuals and their personalities and how that's going to work. Yo, my camera keep tripping. But yeah, let's continue.
Okay, so my second question for you guys is, what sets you apart from other men in today's dating culture?
Okay, let's switch it up. Let's start in the middle of the lineup. Let's start with number 2.
All right, contestant number 2, I would say what makes me different is I'm pretty hands-on, and you don't have to tell me stuff. Like, I pay attention to detail. And then, like, my background and, just things that I've been through, as far as, like, growing up around women, I was brought up around women. So, like, I just kind of, I have more of a caring side. I'm not just, like, out here just, with no feelings, or, like, I actually think about my actions and stuff. And I'm the type, like, I don't do stuff that I don't want done to me, because, like, I take things to the heart. So once I'm not feeling a certain way about you anymore, like, it ain't no coming back from that. So I kind of try to keep that in mind as far as like how I'm moving to, so I wouldn't want to do anything that I wouldn't want you to do to me, pretty much.
Okay. All right, and let's hear from number 5.
what sets me aside, I feel like I'm my own person. So as far as like making decisions or just really, I feel like I've gotten as far as I've gotten based off my own experience and my own decisions I make. I'm not easily influenced, and if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Obviously, consideration to like who I'm with, but I'm not like a follower. And I make my own way, my own motion. So if I mess up, that's on me. I don't have to like drag anybody down with me. Like I don't know, open my own two businesses by myself. I bought my dream car at 24. I just feel like I've just been moving at my own pace, doing my own thing. So I'm not really into like the other limelight or anything like that.
Okay. And number 4?
Contestant number 4. Ultimately, what makes me different is that I'm looking for marriage. To be real, somebody I can build with, grow with, have kids with, spend the rest of my life with. So this is not just like a dating show for me. It's like, I want to get to know you. I want to know what you like, what you don't like, and hopefully, the connection builds and builds and builds, so we, can further that relationship and ultimately just grow together in harmony on one accord. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And contestant.
That was like the most perfect answer. He said exactly everything you could say. Actually, he's been giving good answers really this whole episode so far. But yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. That's what you want. You want to grow with your partner. Yeah.
Number 1.
Contestant number 1. I would say for me, just attention to detail. I think what makes me different is just I enjoy paying attention to detail, being deliberate in what I do. And so with that being said, like everything that we're going to set out to do, we're going to be the best to do it. So whatever dreams you have, we're going to conquer those. Whatever dreams I have, we're going to conquer those. And just like contestant 4 said, you date to marry. So that's the intention. And so with the intentionality and us coming together, what's stopping us?
Okay. All right, let's throw one more question into this round.
Okay, so another question I want to know from you guys is, what do you think is your biggest red flaw or flag?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 1.
Contestant number 1, my biggest red flag, it would be my heart. My heart put me in bad spots of just kind of people who do me wrong, to be able to continue on and love them. And I think sometimes they can get you taken advantage of.
Okay. Contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, I would say the same thing. Kind of like just my heart for real. Like I be just too caring, and like I look past a lot of stuff. I give way too many second chances, and like I like to be for my people. So if I mess with you, I'm gonna give you 1,000 chances before I really just be like, all right, I'm done. So that's kind of like my biggest flaw right there.
Okay. Number 4.
I'm not trying to steal their answers or anything, but honestly, it is my heart, because I feel like I'm a very nice person sometimes, and then that kind of comes off and rubs off in the wrong way with certain people. So I just try to avoid doing that, you know what I mean? Because whoever I'm dating or, pursuing to marry, that's who I want to be with. So I don't want anything else to come in between that. So yeah, I'll just say it's my heart, my caring nature. It's how my family is. It's how I grew up. So can't help it, but I'm working on it.
Okay. And our last guy, contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I feel like for me, it's probably going to be like my personality. I'm a people's person, so I do network, and it's easy for me to talk to people and kind of like, get my way and being myself into a room. I feel like that, especially if I'm going to be with somebody, I feel like they have to be able to understand that and know that like, I'm not like a quiet person, so I am going to be out networking. And I feel like, they just have to be strong enough and, have enough security to be able to withstand that and know that I do talk. I'm not like a very quiet person. It's gotten me into rooms I wouldn't have gotten if I was quiet. So I just feel like it's need to be respected. Like, if I'm moving a certain way and I'm trying to do certain things, I expect you to understand that and allow me to do what I need to do to make sure we're good.
Okay. All right, guys. That was round 2.
That's round 2.
So it's time to eliminate someone. Who are you leaning towards eliminating?
I am leaning towards contestant number 1. I'm just kind of not feeling that initial draw to him.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my reasoning today.
All right, well, I'm going to have you stand on over there, and let's go ahead and bring out contestant number 1. Hello, hello. You can remind us of your name again?
Rich.
Rich, okay, Rich. So she ended up eliminating you. I think she said she wasn't really feeling your responses. How do you feel now that you've seen her? How do you feel now that you've seen him? Like, what's going through your heads?
I mean, very beautiful. I mean, you got to be yourself and be honest. So that's how I move.
Absolutely.
Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh no?
No, I think I was just kind of leaning more towards other responses versus his. So obviously, I don't want to waste your time if I'm not getting that initial like impression or spark. So that's my reasoning today.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on,
you.
Rich.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, let's go ahead and move on up. All right.
She seems like she's really sweet. She seems super respectful. I think just going based off like kind of getting a feel of this particular woman, she seems like she might be pretty solid. Like she doesn't come off like she's BSing. She seems solid.
So we are now left with contestant number 2, 4, and 5.
But then again, you never really know. It's cold out there. People will switch up on you so quick. So
Yep. Okay, we're down to our 3 remaining guys. Let's go ahead and go on to round 3.
My first question for you guys will be like, what is your favorite pastime?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 2.
My favorite pastime would be working on my businesses. So I own a clothing line, so I like to make clothes. I make a lot of clothes from scratch. I like to think of a lot of new designs for upcoming seasons and stuff I want to drop. I also breed French Bulldogs, so I be with my dogs a lot. Or, I do trucking as well, so I own a trucking company, so I like to take a drive. I'll take a drive at night and pretty much just get out, see the scenery, relax, just enjoy my time, peaceful time. I kind of like to, just be in my own little area, just, doing my own thing, not too much going out or anything. I like to, find activities or something or, really just work on myself for real. If I'm going to pass time, I at least want to work on myself and go ahead further, continue chasing my goals and get into where I want to go.
Okay, thank you. Let's hear from contestant number 4.
I would say my favorite pastime is traveling. I really, really, really love to travel because there's so much beauty in traveling. Get to meet new people, network, try new cuisines and all that different kind of stuff. And I like to do a lot of adrenaline rushing things while I'm traveling or, while I'm at home too. But yeah, I would just say overall, I really, really love to travel and go see new things, different things, because the world is so big and there's so many people in the world. So it's like, why not experience it, and learn it for yourself. And it also opens your mind to new things, new people, how they act versus how you act, because a lot of us can be very, very limited to our current situations or environments. And that's one thing I dislike, is to just have a one-sided mind. I like to be open to all people, understand all people. So traveling helps me open up and learn new things, see new things, taste new things, do new things, all the above.
Okay.
I feel like he's been giving the best answers. I like all his answers. He's been really solid. I agree with him. Traveling does, experiencing new people, new foods, new this, new that. It really expands your mind. You're not as closed-minded as people who don't travel, who don't experience new cultures, new peoples, new way of life, really, because not everything is going to be the same as how you live in your bubble. And when you begin to go outside of that bubble and see that, you could really meet some beautiful people.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And let's hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, I do love the gym. I feel like that's like the greatest outlet in the world. I feel like we deal with all types of problems every day in our lives. I just feel like we all need to have a good positive outlet. Besides that, I'm going to go back to my car. I love my car. I bought a Hellcat. I love it. It's the best thing in the world. I do like what contestant number 4 said, traveling. Traveling is great. It's nice to see the world, especially for how big it is, especially when you live like in a local area and you haven't really been out. You don't understand how big the world is. Like when I went to Paris, opened my mind. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like this world is a real thing. So definitely the gym, my car, and traveling for sure. Pastime.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely felt them on the traveling part as well. Me myself, I've been to 26 countries. So I completely understand. I think it definitely opens your mind to new worlds and just gets yourself out of that bubble of, living here in the US.
Exactly.
Like, so yeah, it was really great to hear.
Nice.
My next question for you guys though is, if you could take me anywhere on a first date, where would you choose and why?
That's easy for me. I think picnic. Make the sandwiches, buy some nice cookies, get a nice little picnic basket, take her to a beautiful park you like in your city or a beautiful park that you know of, and bring some blankets. Make sure it's on a nice sunny day. You don't got to spend so much money, and it's super memorable. That's something that she's gonna remember because you can connect, y'all can eat, talk, bring a little champagne maybe or some, but that's something that she's going to remember, and you'll remember too, and it'll be a really heartfelt moment, and it don't cost much, and it's just, you don't got to spend the most money to have the best memories. You really don't. In fact, you'll probably have the best memories on the times that you've spent the least amount of money, ironically enough. But I think in this social media age, Instagram will have you thinking otherwise, and a lot of times that's all fake, and it's not all cracked up to be what people think it is. So yeah.
Hey, let's start with contestant number 4.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like doing things that build core memories for us. So, I know how to cook, so I'd like to cook for you. Take you home. We can go to the movies, do whatever activity we both enjoy doing together. I definitely want to do that. But apart from that, if that's not something that's in the picture, I would say, a fancy dinner, because we gotta pop out, because we that couple. But other than that, picnic in the park is cool too. I can cook some food. We can go to the park, enjoy that, watch the sunset, nature, all that good stuff. So I'll just say anything that's really building core memories. Whoever I'm getting to know, I want to know what you like. So by the time we're doing these dates and things like that, I will already have like a mental picture of what's going to make you smile, what's going to make you laugh, and all that stuff. So
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hear from contestant number 5.
Contestant number 5, for a first date, I like to have fun, and especially if I don't know you, don't know me, we need to meet on a neutral ground. So I would probably find like a little cool speakeasy, trying to show you a little something different, a little hole in the wall type of vibe. Yeah, I like them speakeasies. There's a few of them out here, so definitely probably there. A restaurant, something. I mean, yeah, I'd probably go the speakeasy route and get a little snack.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. And contestant number 1. I'm sorry, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 2, it would kind of just depend, once we started texting and I kind of felt the vibe, kind of see which way I would more lean towards. But I would say something like outdoors, like something cool, like cool vibe, something not too, nothing like no club or nothing, or just something that we could both at least have a conversation at, and like enjoy the vibe, and see some scenery or something. Might go somewhere. It might be a little something fun at the end of the night, like some arcade type vibe, or some type of activity or something that we could just chill out, hang out, nothing too much high pressure or nothing, something relaxed, so we could actually get to know each other, and it's not so much pressure and so tense, just come and have fun, and just really fill each other out.
All right, we have one more question for this round.
So my final question for this round is, why do you think most relationships fail today?
Okay, let's start with contestant number 2.
Love that question.
I would say social media for sure. Social media is like, it has everyone thinking there's just so much out there that it's not. And then like a lot of people are really just into the hype right now. Everyone is just so focused on not missing out on something, and they think that they're going to miss out on something. So it like kind of tends to make people do things that you wouldn't even normally do or even really want to do, but you just don't want to miss out, and you want to be a part of the vibe or the whatever scene is going on. So I would definitely say like social media is a part, and like just like not being present versus being just in a whole nother world instead of being where you are.
I completely agree with that. So, social media, I said this earlier, has really messed up a lot of relationships, a lot of people, because you get caught in this facade thinking that, and there was a clip recently I had seen of Lil Yachty, and he was talking to, what's that? I forget his name, Charleston or something. I don't really particularly care for him, but it was a clip where Lil Yachty was talking about how, like, what did he say? He was like, anybody could get rich or something. Like, it was something that was very disconnected. You know how celebrities who've been rich for a while now, and they can't really relate to people who don't have money or who aren't as well off. And he just came off very disconnected. It wasn't real. And he said he was going based off social media. He was like, that was his answer. I'm going based off what I see on social media. But social media is not real life. So social media is not the real world. Social media is social media. There's a whole world out there of, what is there, 9 billion people in the world? How many people are on the internet that are on social media? What is it like? It's nowhere near that number. I know that, and you can fact check me. But what I'm saying is, like, social media really got a lot of people confused. A lot of women confused, and men. I want to say mostly the women are really getting, it's really hitting the women hard, social media. It's messing up the men too, but it's really hitting the women hard. It has really ruined a lot of relationships. So yeah, I agree.
And contestant number 5?
Contestant number 5, I'm definitely going to agree on the social media part. I also think music has a part to play into this. I feel like nobody really thinks for themselves nowadays, and it's like somebody's favorite artist says something, they're going to automatically believe it and go through it, and I just feel like it's just not, like, for example, if you go out, you're going to see the same people going out, but if you look at it on social media, it looks lit, but if you see them at the club, they're just standing around, like, just doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but if you're really there, if you really know what's going on, you're going to be like, yo, it's not really what's going on. So I definitely agree social media and music is just jading everybody's minds, and it's not how the real world works. It's just not. So social media and music is what I'm going to say. Nobody really thinks for themselves anymore.
Okay. And contestant number 4.
I'll keep it short, but basically, I'll say lack of communication. It's very, very big to communicate when you're in a relationship, because when you think about it, you're gonna get married to this person, hopefully, and if that happens, things aren't always gonna be so bright. So, you know, the best way to solve those issues, those problems, is to communicate. And, you know, I found like a lot of my friends, a lot of people I'm around, you know, have problems with the relationships just because they're going to other people to talk about this and that their significant other did. And it's like, if you would have just went to your significant other the first time, you probably wouldn't have had that issue, that problem, whatever the case may be. You could have solved it in the blink of an eye, but because you decided to go to social media, like my boy said, or, you know, you listen to the music and let that influence you, or whatever the case may be, it's like, it's not gonna work, even if you don't do those things and you don't have communication. You gotta have communication overall.
All right. It is the end of this round.
It is the end of the round.
I know those are pretty good responses.
Yeah, communication is definitely key. If you're not communicating with your partner, or if it's gotten to the point to where your partner no longer cares to communicate with you, and you've noticed that, you gotta take note of that. That could mean a lot of different things. It could mean he or she might be cheating if you notice a change, and then you start to come up with stuff in your head. That's usually what it means. Or they start to lie, and you know your partner. You know when they make a shift in their behavior, and you'll start to see, and you'll start to recognize certain patterns, and then you got to bring it up to them, and then they keep, and you talk to them about it, and then if they don't change, it's like, yeah, communication is key. If they no longer care to communicate, it seems like that relationship is going downhill. It's going downhill.
These are great responses.
Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of one of those guys. We got to eliminate him.
So the person I'm picking this round to eliminate will be contestant number 2.
Okay. I'm going to have you stand on over there.
Okay.
And contestant number 2, let me have you come on out. All right, you can stand right over there. Okay, so why do we lean towards eliminating contestant number 2?
I think for me, when it came around to that date question, I kind of feel like it was not really like a lot of effort thought or put into it when it came to what could possibly be done. But that's just me. Like, I'm definitely like a more outgoing girl, I feel like. So, I don't know. I just feel like
Just
I
wanted a little
didn't really
more-
resonate that much with your answer today.
Okay. All right. And then, sorry, if you can remind us of your name again.
Andre.
Oh, Andre, you don't got a mic?
I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Andre.
Andre, okay. Well, Andre, we do thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are in our final round. Final round. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on to our questions. We do have contestant 4 and 5 left, so let's
Okay.
hit in with the first question.
So, what I would like to know is what is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Ooh, okay. Contestant number 4.
I've done a lot of spontaneous things. So, for example, I drove myself across the country, changed my life. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Kenya, but I moved to LA and I drove myself over there to pursue my dreams and my career. But I will say the biggest thing I've done was, I would say, well, I'm gonna give you two. I flew out of the country alone to London, had the best experience of my life. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was I jumped off like one of the buildings in Las Vegas. It's called the Strat Tower. It really boosted my confidence. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can do anything. Like I'm fearful. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, contestant number 5, let's hear from you.
Contestant number 5, geez. The most spontaneous thing I think I've ever done was kind of the same thing he did, traveled a little bit. Went to Paris for a week, then took a train to Amsterdam, was there for a week. You know, that traveling stuff and going out the country was really just a nice break from everything. But that's probably the most spontaneous thing. I was like, yeah, let me get my passport, start checking off these countries, getting these stamps. Went to Jamaica too, but nothing compared. I was out in Paris for Fashion Week, so I was like, I gotta go. I need to get lit, and that's what I did. It was, yeah.
Okay.
What would you say is the most spontaneous thing you've done?
Oh, wow.
She said, I wasn't expecting this.
I feel like I've done a lot in my life, but kind of piggybacking off of like them is just definitely being able to solo travel as well as like with my best friend. We actually share the same birthday, so we always travel together, and I feel like my times with her are just always so grand, and I'm so appreciative of the time we have together. So I would say like my times with her is always just so spontaneous. It's just, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and start off with that second question.
So my second question is like, what's a long-term goal you guys would like to achieve?
Okay, let's start with contestant 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Contestant number 5. Definitely financial freedom. I do not like stress. I mean, I know it's a part of like everyday life, but I know like me personally, I like to, have a good time. So I would love to be, I understand financial freedom is not necessarily like super duper tim, but I would love to just be able to do whatever I want. I just feel like I don't want to stress about bills, yada, yada. So I definitely think a long-term goal is to get myself good now. So in the long run, I don't really have to worry about stuff like, like I said, I just bought my dream car at 24. I'm about to be 25. So I kind of let you know where I plan on heading. So I'm just like, I don't really care about, the fun stuff now. Like I can do that later on if I just know to play on my cards right. So right now it's time to grind and build my legacy. So when I do decide to settle down, have kids and everything, I can do that without, really having to worry about it. So definitely financial freedom for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, financial freedom is very important. That should always be the goal, especially as a man. And these young men, they especially those two, they seem like really like they grasp that early on. Some men don't ever grasp that. So it's very important to have a goal. Have you could start at any age, of course, like as long as you got something going on. But the younger, the better, to keep you focused, keep you moving forward. So that you can live the life that you actually want to live and live a healthy, happy life. Obviously, you're not going to get through this life unscathed. There's going to be some sort of issue, some sort of drama somewhere. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Everyone goes through that. But you can have an easier life, and doing the things that you enjoy doing that will benefit your future as soon as possible can get you into a position to where you won't have to stress as much. Stress is going to happen, but it won't be as hard. So, yes.
Okay, contestant number 4.
Honestly, I'm really interested in building a family because that's just something I didn't grow up with like a lot around me. As far as like intermediate family, I didn't grow up with a lot of that around me, but I have always had like cousins and aunties and uncles and stuff around me. But ultimately, it's just getting to where God wants me to be urgently, because life is really short. And when you think about it, there really is no time. Like, there's no time at all to do anything. So I just want to do everything that I'm supposed to do, everything that I'm meant to do while I'm here. And I want to succeed and strive to that at the fullest of my capabilities, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, next question.
So, my final question for this round is, how do you like to show your affection to the people you care about?
Okay, contestant number 4.
Quality time. Whoever I love is someone that I want to be around. So if that's you, then I just want to be around you and spoil you, treat you to what you like to do. But, you know, that goes vice versa. You know, we do that towards each other, which builds a better relationship versus one person just doing something. But honestly, it's quality time. Getting to know my partner, because you can never know someone 100%. There's always something that you're going to miss, or something that you need to know that you didn't know, something you can do better. And I know everyone likes attention, everyone, you know, in general. So showing that girl, that woman, attention is very important for me, because I know without that, there's a lot of problems that can, you know, that can hinder your relationship and whatever the case may be. And I don't want any problems in my relationship. So it's just quality time, attention, and yeah, just love and care, really.
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's hear from contestant 5.
I think for me, showing my affection, like I said, I was raised a certain way, so it's definitely going to be, I hate to say it, a little bit more on the materialistic side. I'm definitely in tune with my affections and obviously being able to speak. But I know me, like I said, I like nice things. So if you buy me some nice thing, that's my love language. So I'm going to reciprocate that to you, as well as, you know, as
She gonna end up cutting him based off that response. Materialistic. That tells me that you're fake, you're plastic, you're not real. So I can safely assume that he's getting cut. Oh boy, the other one has been making good answers all night or all day or all whatever. So yeah.
well as a verbal and, like, you know, like reassure you side. Quality time for sure. It's just, you know, I like you. I'm gonna buy you a bag or something, you know. But that's only if you my girl. That's only if you my girl though. Like, no, whatever. So, but definitely I look nice. I want you to look nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of it.
All right.
Tough one.
We're down to our last 2 guys.
Our last 2 men.
Elimination time. Which one out of these 2 contestants, all of the responses really resonated with you? You loved what you heard, whatever it may be. Which one out of these 2 are we eliminating?
I think for me, it'll be contestant number 5.
Okay.
I think overall, I was kind of leaning towards the other person more, and just like the attention to detail and just like the intention of what you want going into a relationship and building that bond with the person. So I think the other person's answers resonated with me more versus contestant number 5 today.
All right.
Both great.
You can go ahead and stand on over there. All right. Contestant number 5, come on out.
Good luck, man.
All right. I'll have you stand there. Okay. If you want to remind us of your name again.
Hi, my name is Kai.
Kai. Okay. So you did end up eliminating him. Was there anything specific he said that you were like, oh, you know what? I'm definitely going to steer more towards contestant number 4?
I think it was kind of your last comment on my final answer in terms of the materialistic. I love gifts. I love giving gifts to my friends and my family. It's also another love language of mine, but I think like that bond is much more important to me than, the other stuff.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said I was like, I was raised a certain way, so like I understand my
Yeah.
view is gonna be a little different, but
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much
That
for
was
coming
nice
on. We
meeting you.
appreciate you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Okay, you can stay right on
Okay.
there, girl. Okay, so you did end up picking contestant number four.
I did.
So let's go ahead and bring out your match. Come on out.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'll have you just stand over
Sherelle.
here.
Sherelle,
Sherelle. Tavia,
Tavia.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank
Okay.
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
So I know you said a lot of his responses like really resonated with you. What really like sealed the deal for you?
I just think like how I don't know, the way you articulated things, like that's just kind of how even I would respond to some of like my answers.
Hold up, her reaction to seeing him was very blah. Like I don't think she's feeling him, but he's feeling her, and I could tell that hug, that one hand hug. Take note of these things. When a one hand hug, like she should have wrapped her arms around him, like oh my god, hey, like and like it just I don't think she's feeling him physically at all, but I know he's feeling her physically.
I asked today, and also your view on like mental health and everything, like that's so important to me. I'm a big advocacy for therapy. So yeah, I think that's just my final,
Okay.
I was just like, okay, like I think I'm leaning more towards this way, and I think like just as we went on, that's just kind of sealed the deal for me.
All right. So now you see your day. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, sir?
Mr. Money Man. I'm just playing. No, but she's a beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
I loved your responses too when she did ask you, some questions. I really like your vibe and everything like that. You have a beautiful smile as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're real happy.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear about this follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope we get lots of dates and we hear good stuff.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
really, really happy for you too.
can we go skydiving?
Oh.
I'm just playing.
All right, you guys.
All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's feeling her way more than she feeling him. That's kind of what I'm getting. The body language, the hug, and just her facial expression and everything. I'm sure she'll go on a date or two with him, but we'll have to see the update on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if she just for whatever reason wasn't feeling him. His personality, it seems like his personality will have to win her over. That's what it kind of seems like, but we will see. From now on, we're gonna go into the comments and do what I do, splash comments, and we're gonna see what you guys have said about this. So KM says blind dates are tough. You can connect mentally, but when the eye sees something unattractive, it changes everything. Correct, and this is what I was saying. I'm like, it doesn't look like she was feeling him like how he was feeling her. You could immediately tell. So I completely agree with this comment. Joy says I already missed the sound of popping balloons, pop, pop, pop. Yeah, I do think the pop the balloon is a lot more entertaining than this. It makes for a lot. You have more interesting, like viral moments too. I do like the fact that she's experimenting. I mean, that's fun. Of course, as a creative, you're gonna do stuff like that, and you should do stuff like that. It's important because what if this was like way better than pop the balloon? You got to be open to trying those things. So, yeah, I do prefer the pop the balloon though. Kane Carter says the guys are answering questions like they're at a job interview. Yeah, and I mentioned that it does. They were given that vibe. It's kind of like, this is what I like to do. It's like, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is one of the most annoyingest questions to me. It's like, it was crazy as you know yourself, but then it's just hard to answer for whatever reason. Virtuoso says, if you're agreeing to participate in a blind date scenario, you're saying that you don't prioritize looks very highly. I commend their bravery. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just you want to try something because it's exciting. It could be exciting. You never know what you're going to get. This person might be beautiful or they might not be beautiful, but there's a mystery there, and people like a mystery element. That's what I think. Okay, here we go. Bet Bluff says the problem with this format is the viewers don't really care about all the yapping and generic answers. I love to travel. So does 99% of the world. If they can't afford it. Mannerisms, facial expressions, talking face to face. That's the interesting part of Pop the Balloon. The contestants aren't celebrities where the viewers might want to listen to them yap for 40 minutes. I don't think this series will continue too long. Yeah, I agree with this. The Pop the Balloon and the reactions and the those mini exchanges is entertaining. It's what makes her show so captivating, and people keep coming back to it. So again, yeah, she's experimenting. She's a creative. I understand, but if I were her, I wouldn't do this again. I would stick to the Pop the Balloon, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Another video, I can't even say Pop the Balloon video, but another dating video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to subscribe and like and support my channel. I've been going really hard on my YouTube channel, and I want this to grow. You know, I'm here for the long run. So I'd appreciate it if you guys could subscribe and support me, and I will be seeing you guys next time.